Hi Pisces, we're going to be doing your reading, but first I want to say that my intention with my readings isn't so much to be predictive, it is more to be helpful in how you co-create in your life. There isn't a lot that is in our control, but we do have control over how we decide to react, what we choose, and how we move through our lives. What we allow to throw us off balance, even if we allow things to throw us off balance. When things get hard, we can get distracted and lose sight of the power that we have in our own lives. And when we're distracted, it's like that power just kind of runs rampant. And then sometimes we end up unhappy with the results of what we see. So like I said, my goal is to help my watchers, listeners, to break cycles that have been going on in their lives for how long, that they're tired of seeing. Help you stay focused on you and the power that you have in your life, and to help you hold yourself accountable, to give you clarity. Because at the end of the day, all I want for everyone around me, anywhere, is for people to be living the life that they've always dreamed of living. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna try and make it quick. Try. Tomorrow, I'm planning on doing a reading for February 17th, the new Chinese year, the Chinese New Year, for the Fire Horse, the year of the Fire Horse, and the solar eclipse. I feel like this year is going to be all about action and the steps that we take. And because there are going to be really big steps for us to take, or many steps for us to take, lots of forward motion, it's going to be really important for us to have clear minds, to really live in the moment. And in my last reading that I just did, which would be Virgos, it spoke of the importance of mindfulness when it comes to co-creating in your life. So that way you have a bird's eye view of what is going on around you. That way you know how to step with intention. Song of the Sea. I'll show that to you. If I remember, we will go ahead and read about that as well. If I don't remember, it's not important. What does Pisces need to know? Is there anything else for Pisces today? All right, give and take. Needs before wants, and spread your wings. All right, what was the other card? Oh God. Song of the Sea. Don't mind me, I had a very productive Sunday. I did a lot. I got a lot done. A lot of it was in preparation for the 17th. I got a lot of cleaning done. I cleansed my home after doing a good dose of spring cleaning. Felt really good. Song of the Sea. Oceana is a trusted spirit guide to witches, but being a creature of the sea, not land, her mind and language can be hard for humans to penetrate. Seol Namara is a young witch seeking guidance, but to fully communicate with Oceana, she must bear her innermost being. We trust only very few to come so close, and the act requires courage. Sometimes we trust the wrong party and thus feel betrayed, but our error was only in our choice. Having the courage to trust is never wrong, but we must be cautious and discerning. What is that one trying to say? Let's take a moment to read the other cards real quick. Give and take. Spread your wings, knees before wants. Sometimes we trust the wrong party and thus feel betrayed, but our error was only in our choice. And is it really an error to have trusted? Our hearts might say so, but you have a choice to not trust that party again. And you can look at anything that has happened as a gift. There's always something to be learned from every situation, making it a gift. Sorry if I'm taking too long. Feel free to scroll forward a little bit if you need to. We trust only very few. So perhaps you are needing guidance on something. And it could be a very personal thing that you need guidance on. Perhaps you'll have to be very, very open with what it is that you're looking to achieve, which can be very scary. It can be very scary to be expressive about our hopes and desires. Like, just as an example, I spent most of my life wanting a very romantic relationship, wanting my own family, wanting to be a mom. And that was something that I never ever spoke out loud until more recently. Mostly because I felt silly and I was afraid that somebody would tell me that I was silly for wanting such a thing. Or I was afraid that they would tell me that it didn't exist, or, things of that nature. The thing that you're seeking guidance for is something that's very near and dear to your heart. Making it a very vulnerable thing to inquire about. I think we're going to go ahead and leave that there. We're going to move on to these other cards here and see how they fit. Okay, we have Spread Your Wings, Morag Heron stands with Solhar, one of the 4 guardians of the serpent twins, Hethra and Hala. The great ocean bird is an epic wanderer and has circled the globe countless times. Along the way, he has seen many things, some terrible, others sublime, but his core values remain unchanged. Like Solhar, we should be open to new experiences, understanding that they don't threaten who we think we are or challenge what we hold important. Instead, experiencing something that might have mystified or frightened us previously deflates those fears and suspicions, or better still, provides new enjoyment and understanding. Interesting. I think that's, are you afraid to let somebody in? Is that what's going on here? Just a thought. The importance of boundaries isn't for us to place boundaries on another person, but to have boundaries for ourselves. Nothing has to threaten who you are or what you hold important unless you allow it to, but that's where boundaries for ourselves comes in. You know? Like overextending yourself for something. That doesn't have to happen. You know? Not unless you choose to. Maybe you've lost yourself in an experience before allowing yourself to be close to somebody. Maybe it all but destroyed you. But maybe there were signs that that thing wasn't the greatest for you. So perhaps just take a moment to breathe, see the bigger picture, see everything for what it is, be as honest and clear as you can with yourself about it. Okay, before making the decision, but I think that because we're having this conversation here, it might be okay to let your guards down a little bit. It is entirely your decision, though. That's not up to me, what you do with your vulnerability or not. This makes me happy. I found myself worrying today that all of my readings sounded the same. Like I was just repeating myself over and over and over again. But this one is vastly different from the last one that I just did. So that feels nice. Where is N? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Sorry. Needs before wants. Within her coven, Annie Barden is famed for her animal communication skills. Her success is rooted in knowing that every animal has a different need. As humans, we have to be mindful that there is a subtle yet profound difference between wants and needs. Wants are more indulgent than needs, which form our daily shelter, food, and safety. If your needs are met, firstly be grateful, then consider your motives for wanting something more. Are you clear that it is for you and not to garner praise from another? If not, you might be living by someone else's ideals. Interesting. How does that fit? I'm gonna need some time with this one, don't mind me. I'm having a hard time figuring out how this one fits. Give and take. Not taking too much, and also not giving too much just to win somebody over, or just for their favor. Does that fit for you? Let me see what give and take says. Maybe we'll see if that needs before wants fits in a little bit more. Give and take. Ada Crabby is Wildwood's Coven's senior. Oh, Wildwood Coven's senior gardener. Renowned for her direct manner and toughness, she sows her seeds, understanding that some of them won't bear fruit. The rooks will take some, but she tolerates them and even provides scarecrows for them to nest in. Life is about compromise. According to Ada, look at your own crop. If there's enough to provide all you need, is there harm in losing a handful here and there? Is it genuine need that makes you battle for every crumb, or is it just the obsession of control? Give and take. Oh! Give and take is Ada's motto. Which one applies to you right now? Well, with this, speaking of connecting with something or someone, like giving yourself over to it in such a way, not completely, not like just, you know, pouring your whole self out into something else, you know, like to the point where you lose yourself, but is it genuine need that makes you battle for every crumb? Is it genuine need to keep yourself completely closed off from other people? Or is that just your need for control? What is your reason for withholding yourself and your vulnerability? I think that's a really good question to ask yourself and to sit with. I hope with that you got some much needed information. I'm not coming up with anything else to say about it, so we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot. I was going to do the black tarot, but it looks like I'm feeling called to this one. I struggle with... I'm going to try and do this one without having to look up the book, because it's on my phone and I don't want to pause the reading. Wish me luck. The world. An ending to a cycle, a beginning. What does Pisces need to know? The Four of Wands. I see the Four of Wands as sort of a coming together. Are you going to be gaining the courage to open yourself up to somebody? That's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm really proud of you. I know that's not easy. What does Pisces need to know? the Ace of Pentacles. Is there anything else for Pisces today? One more time. Is there anything else for Pisces today? What does Pisces need to know? Good. I love me a nice simple reading. Seven of Cups. I have to cover the bee-boos. Lots of options. Lots of decisions to consider. To withhold or to not withhold, to protect yourself or to not protect yourself, to come together with somebody and show your vulnerability or to not. I see the Ace of Swords and the Three of Pentacles at the top of the deck. A moment of clarity, and then Three of Pentacles speaks of working together with someone, teamwork. Oh, my dear. Five of Pentacles. This person has been hurt. They have crutches. There's nothing in their eyes. They're disillusioned. I see someone who has experienced great disappointment before. But with the Seven of Wands here, you're being asked to stand your ground on what it is that you want, regardless of what is nipping at your heels. I'm going to do something I don't usually do. Because at the end of the day, you have free will. And what you choose to do or to not do can change the outcome in a second. And that's typically why I don't focus on predictive tarot. However, there isn't anything else that the tarot wants to say other than you've been hurt before. So it's hard for you to want to invest your energy in something. But you're being asked to stand your ground and make your decision. To persevere. To move forward regardless of the hurt that you've felt before. It was never wrong to love or trust. It was just the person that you chose to love or trust. And like I said at the beginning of this, all of that offers a sort of gift, a lesson, an opportunity for growth, to rise up. So, what I'm going to do that I've never done before, what is Pisces' possible outcome if they choose to open themselves up? What is Pisces' possible outcome for their highest good if they choose to open up? And tarot might not tell us because I don't usually do this. I don't like reading for something like that. It might not tell us. I think maybe you already know what your possible outcome is if you decide to open up your heart. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay. Yeah. That was not clarity at all. The Chariot. There's a lot you don't have control over. The only thing that you have control over is how you decide to move through a situation. And when the Chariot shows up, it's asking you to find balance between your dark and your light. The side of you that wants and the side of you that doesn't want. The side of you that's afraid and the side of you that isn't. It's your decision. All right, we're going to leave that there. I'm wishing you the best. I hope that you can conquer your fear, because there are great things on the other side of doing something you swore you'd never do again. This card even said so. All right. Have a good night. I am so happy you are here. Keep in mind, I absolutely love seeing comments and likes. All I've ever really wanted was to help people. So to know that I am being helpful in you breaking cycles, you achieving your dreams, you taking care of yourself in such a way that allows you to co-create with the universe when it comes to your life, it would just mean the world to me. Because all I want is to see everybody living the life that they've dreamed of. All right. Thank you for being here. Have a good night.